This is Monte Rosa in Italy, and this is the world's most remote hotel. At the same time, it's one of the world's highest shelters. Imagine a place where around you are only endless clouds, strong winds, and harsh natural conditions. Capanna Margherita is located 4,554 meters above sea level, and this is only a stopping point for the world's most resilient climbers. So how and why was this isolated refuge built? Who tried to survive here? And what tragic events took place? Here is the incredible story of Capanna Margherita. Throughout history, dozens of structures have been built on high hills, even in inaccessible areas for very different purposes. When you look at them, you wonder how they were built. You might even say, which crazy person thought of this? These are those kinds of structures. For example, the Catski Pillar. It is a church dedicated to Maximus and was built by transporting stones and bricks onto a completely high stone block. The only way to reach here is just a ladder. You haven't seen anything crazier yet. For example, the Guanyin Temple in China, built in one of the most dangerous parts of the mountain. This temple challenges those who dare to climb up with a cliff below. Isn't it an incredible structure? Fenjingshan Temple, located at an altitude of 2,570 meters above sea level, is like another world, standing above the clouds with its two temples. In 2018, this place was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. Most of these structures are hundreds of years old, and it is clear that building temples high up was a result of not only being closer to God, but also being isolated from the world, and a demonstration of power. The challenging and almost unbelievable structures I've told about until now were requirements brought by religious beliefs. However, the story of the secluded Margherita is completely different. This structure, located on Monte Rosa mountain, at 4,554 meters on the Switzerland-Italy border, absolutely mesmerizes those who see it. Of course, the structure itself has no grandeur. It is made using wood on a rocky ground. The enchanting part is its location and the view. Or to help you understand this better, let me show it via satellite. There is no trace of civilization around, or only mountains and more mountains. This place, established in the middle of nowhere, truly deserves the title of the world's loneliest hotel. Or rather, shelter. If you look at it from the surface, you can clearly see that it is built on the highest point in the area. Construction of this structure began in the year 1889 and was completed in 1892 by the Italian Alpine Club under challenging conditions. The planning and execution of the construction were carried out in collaboration between scientists and mountaineers. By the year 1893, Queen Margherita of Savoy conducted the opening. In the presence of guides and many famous people, and the name of the Queen was given to this place. At the time, it was built as a shelter for climbers and a base camp for climbing the other peaks of Monte Rosa. We could say it was a small resting place. Over time, this structure became quite old and was rebuilt in 1980, taking its current form. It is now used as a kind of hotel. Actually, it is referred to as a shelter. But there is a business inside. You could take advantage of many facilities, including the restaurant section. This is particularly a spot for those seeking adventure. To get here, you must be prepared for a long and challenging journey. Even worse, there is a possibility of dying. There are two ways to reach here, either on foot or, if conditions are favorable, by helicopter. When you reach here on foot, you might experience what is called altitude sickness. This is a condition that occurs when the body cannot adapt to the lack of oxygen at high altitudes. After all these challenging processes, it's truly mesmerizing. Imagine, you have come here under challenging conditions. Perhaps you passed through snow and storm, yet despite the cold weather outside, inside, a warm bed and a magnificent view greet you. Look here. Like a scene prepared by a computer. When night falls and you step out of your room, this view you will encounter is completely real. Just imagine, at that moment, while people are sleeping in their warm homes in the city, you are here at this desolate place, thousands of meters high. Even though the evening looks great, in the morning, you are greeted with a perfect view. But despite its dreamlike beauty, Capanna Margherita has a darker side. Throughout its history, Margherita, while presenting the splendor of nature, also showed the ruthless face of nature. This shelter was of course built for those in difficulty in that area to hold on to life. Many people lost their lives due to the illness, known as high altitude, in addition to the lucky ones who were able to reach here. For instance, in 1980, a group got lost for an unknown reason and froze to death. It's unknown whether they were in a trance, attacked by animals, or captured by the cold or storm. Until a discovery in the year 2014, the bodies of these people had not been found. They waited there for exactly 34 years to be discovered. Unfortunately, I cannot show this, but the scene is truly sad. In the year 2017, a group trying to climb a ravine tragically fell and lost their lives. 2 climbers fell into a crevasse under the ice, and the other 2 lost their balance while trying to rescue them. They were all dragged to their deaths trying to reach here. The discovery of frozen bodies in the Monte Rosa region, where Margherita's hut is located, is an indication of how rich this area is. In tragic events, the bodies of people who disappeared while mountaineering in various periods emerge even decades later, after the ice melts. And perhaps there are still dozens of people waiting to be found under the ice and snow. All these events reveal how deadly the mountains can be. Today, we stepped away from the usual topics and learned about this unique place and its story at the edge of the world. If you want more videos about such unparalleled places occasionally, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you, and see you in the next video.